politicians are not behaving like they are gods. All of them are behaving like they are untouchable. If you talk, they lock you up, they arrest you. This is how they will continue in this recklessness now. The day they hear, fellow Nigerians, we have taken over the command of government, they will now say it's cool. Oh, civilians must take to the street and defend democracy. Civilians must fight for democracy. Now, they don't want civilians to say anything about democracy.
Guys, you've heard what our veterinary actor Oke Bakassi said. In Nigeria, it is a crime for you to complain about what you are going through. Because anytime you complain, they will see that you are demarketing Nigeria. They will see that you want to overthrow the government of the day. Whereby these people have not met any obligation of why they are there in the office. These are the people who swore that they are going to take care of the people of Nigeria. They are going to make sure that their lives and their properties are protected, but they have not done anything. Instead, they inflicted pain upon the people of Nigeria, claiming that they are saving for our future. Fuel, crude oil that we have in our own country, that is what we are buying a liter of fuel for over 1,000 naira. Guys, let us listen to Oji and Co. When we return, we'll continue. Let us listen for what they have to say, because they said that they have sued the president concerning him suspending the democratic elected president, governor of River State, fubara. Let's see how it goes. Nigeria judicial system. Okay, guys, please like this video, comment and share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. When we return, we'll continue. Thank you.
With reactions trailing the approval of the emergency rule in River State by the National Assembly on Thursday, despite the call against a voice vote, Senate President Godswill Akpabio put the matter to a voice vote, with lawmakers overwhelmingly supporting the president's proclamation.
Those in support of the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State say aye, and those against say nay. The aye is serving in unanimity. It is our hope that this declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by Mr. President will bring peace and ensure speedy resolution of all the issues that led to the impasse.
Well, in the same vein, the seal of approval for the Senate's proclamation on River State came via voice vote during plenary in the Green Chamber of the National Assembly on Thursday. However, before the House commenced debate on the president's request, House of Representatives member Obi Agwocha from Abia State raised a point of order, saying the constitutional procedures must be followed as stipulated in Section 305 and that head counts should be taken.
Mr. Speaker, may I please ask?
We already have our attendance registers, honorable colleague, and we will rely on that to ensure.
Mr. Speaker, this is a constitutional.
Yes,
Can we do a head count, Mr. Speaker? We ascertain that we have a quorum.
Yes.
We ascertain that we have.
Yes, yes. Our attendance register will guide us accordingly, honorable. Please.
Sir?
Our attendance registers will guide us accordingly. Members are still signing, and at the end of the day, we'll take attendance.
Mr. Speaker, can that be made available now for the members to know whether we have formed a quorum? Whether we have formed a quorum, Mr. Speaker, as enshrined in the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, so that our deliberations are not going to be deliberations based on illegality.
It is noted, honorable. Please, you can sit down. Sit down, please. Your point of order is noted. Please sit down.
Agwocha right there stood for democracy. Well, in the meantime, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday lauded the National Assembly for the patriotic approval of the emergency rule in River State. In a statement released by Bayo Ononuga, the president's special advisor on information and strategy, Tinubu commended the lawmakers' decision to prioritize the security and welfare of rivers above partisan interests and other considerations. Well, in the meantime, the newly appointed sole administrator of River State, Ibok Ete Ibas, formally assumed office on Thursday. He was welcomed by officers of the Nigerian Army at the Port Harcourt Airport and went straight into a closed-door meeting with senior security officers and state officials. Let's take a look. Rivers sole administrator there has assumed office. I'll take Dele Farotimi's tweet. He wrote, "Our reality is that the law is now whatever Tinubu says it is, and whatever he wants it to be. Tinubu is the law. A de facto dictatorship has been foisted on us. Many will argue against the truth, but the notorious facts are staring us all in the face. A dictatorship Nigeria." Well, meanwhile, a Rivers State indigene, Daniel Wariboko, has sued President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the federal government for suspending Governor Sim Fubara, his deputy, and the State House of Assembly. Wariboko instituted the suit at a federal high court in Abuja and prayed the court to nullify the action taken by the president, which he says is contrary to the 1999 Constitution as amended. He posted a copy of the suit on Instagram with the caption, "I have done my part." As Marcus Goldlow, PhD, once said, "Neither silence nor indifference in the face of overt injustice is a virtue to be desired or a discipline to be practiced. I am a Nigerian citizen, a lawyer, and a native of Rivers State. Over the past few days, I have watched as the democratic institution of my state were unlawfully suspended by a man who swore to uphold the Constitution. Today, I have submitted some of the questions weighing on my mind before the Federal High Court in Abuja, challenging the legality of the actions taken by the president." A congressman, John Lewis, of blessed memory, said, "Democracy is not a state, it is an act, and each generation must do his part. I have done my part." These are people, citizens of Rivers State, people condemning what appears to be an unconstitutional approval of a state of emergency in Rivers State. Dr. Abati, I'd like for you to unpack some of those questions I raised earlier, especially as it has to do with the imminent danger.
Okay, Section 305, sub 3, paragraph 2, I think. Paragraph 1 says, when there is when there is threat of war. Paragraph 2 says, when there is imminent threat of an invasion or the possibility of war in the country. Now, Section 2 of that same section, 305 sub 2, says that the president shall declare a state of emergency. Shall, in law, is obligatory. So the president has a primary responsibility to prevent either war or a possible invasion of Nigeria or a possible breakdown of law and order or a possible threat of war in any part of the federation. We do not question his powers in that regard. What is being questioned is how he has exercised that power. However, the contentious issue this morning is 305 sub 2 about imminent threat. Now, the president receives a lot of security reports. He gets the blue paper every morning from the Nigerian Intelligence Agency. He gets the report from the DSS every morning. I don't know what color the DSS is using now. It's a report. It comes in the morning, and the president, will read it and all of that. I don't want to give you how I got to know the various reports. He gets a report from Directorate of Military Intelligence. He gets briefing also from the National Security Advisor. And that is why sometimes, the president having a helicopter view, even if you are a presidential advisor, you tell him certain things, he may rely on those security reports to take a decision. The other part of it to note is that the situation in Rivers State, I hold the view that there was imminent threat of danger. No argument about that. Because we saw that the Ijaw Youth Congress was already saying that they will blow up federal government assets in that region if Fubara was impeached. We saw that the Ijaw National Congress was also on television saying that there will be chaos. Now, I guess no responsible president will fold his arms and say, let them go and do their worst. What I do not agree with is collapsing democratic structures. And I go straight to that point. The story you brought about Ibokete Ibas now doing a song and a dance because of an illegal appointment that he has been given. Now, there is no local government structure in place in Rivers State. There is no House of Assembly. The only thing you have is a sole administrator. Who is going to hold Vice Admiral retired Ibokete Ibas accountable? This is the point we're making about transparency and accountability. There is a lacuna there. And I also argue that we also seem to have created an impression that when civilians have problems with our democracy, we go and look for a soldier, a retired soldier, to come and help. Is it that there are no decent civilians who can even help in this kind of situation? So that's also another question about transparency and accountability. And that leads me to the National Assembly. The main question we're raising is about transparency. They said they went into a closed session in the Senate. What was that closed session all about? We said yesterday on this program, we want to see it live because all of us have a stake in this matter because it's our democracy that is at stake. And that's why I agree with Mr. Peter Obi, who said that the best practice in other places is that they will emphasize transparency and accountability. Absolutely. There will either be a roll call or the voting will be by electronic means. But we're still running the legislature in Nigeria as if we're in antediluvian times, operating democracy as if we're living in the Stone Age. And Senator Seriake Dixon has already issued a statement saying that when they went into that closed session, even before it, there was an attempt to gag him, and at the closed session, there were some senators who disagreed vehemently. But it was clear that those senators would not be allowed to speak in plenary. Now, we cannot have a kangaroo legislature at the national level because at the end of the day, some people walked out. Senator Tambuwa, according to Senator Seriake Dixon himself walked out of the plenary session because they saw that the outcome had been predetermined and the National Assembly probably, arguably, lived up to its reputation as a Babasope National Assembly. And that is why the president is praising them for patriotism. The president may praise them for patriotism, but Nigerians are not convinced that the process was transparent. And that, again, is well illustrated by the fact that Obi Agwocha, Honorable, was shouted down by the Speaker of the House of Representatives. We are just saying anything they do should be transparent and accountable. And the people have the right to ask questions.
Absolutely. Well said, Dr.
Okay, my people, to be a Nigeria in a Nigeria now is such a difficult task. I don't know the crime that people of Nigeria has committed to be called Nigeria. There is nothing that these people will do to show accountability or transparency. Everything they do is yawu yawu. Everything they do, their own thing normally goes south. Once it will favor them, they will want to change everything. They will want to vote for you, subsectional 305. In their own favor. They will not tell you where it says otherwise. Once it favors them, that is the time they will quote it. I don't understand how we can live in this type of country. They tell us that we have 25 years unbroken democracy in Nigeria. Is this the type of democracy we have? Democracy without transparency, democracy without accountability, democracy that oppress people, democracy that if you talk, they will say that you want to overthrow the government, democracy that you don't have freedom of speech, democracy that when you are crying, even if you cry out sweat from your eyes, they will not listen to you. Even if you cry out blood from your eyes, they will not listen to you. Is this what we call democracy? How can Nigeria move forward with this type of people in government? Anything the executive does, the legislature will endorse it. They don't even ask question. They will just say it just to suit themselves. And this is the kind of people we have as lawmakers in Nigeria. This time around, we don't even trust judiciary. It's like when somebody does something wrong to you, you will tell the person, I put you into the hands of God, because you are not even sure if you will get justice in our judiciary. Oh my goodness, God, God, come to our rescue in Nigeria. We have really been through a lot, especially this past 2 years. Nigeria started deteriorating ever since APC came to power. But now, oh, I don't know what to call it. When Idris Abud Karim saying Nigeria jaga jaga, it has not jaggered to this extent. We are still living in palace then. Now, this is what we are going through in Nigeria. Guys, please, I will see you in my next video. Please like this video, comment and share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Turn on your post notification so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to get notified. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe and have dominion. Bye bye.